Before, I found a real lack of motivation amongst students to do this kind of thing because it really did feel like an academic exercise. We could talk about it, but then to get anybody to come up with ideas was very difficult because it would feel like, well, why? So in the end, I often would find that I would be leading the tutorials. So I could see the potential. I often would have opportunities from real clients who wanted to come in with stuff that they wanted doing, and then we could take that forward and deliver real solutions for them. But I wasn't sure that we would actually be able to deliver for them because I know that the students had lacked motivation because of the paper-based exercises. So what I feel we're moving towards with the cameras is this sense that this is real. I've seen in class now that when the students work on these exercises, and something that I wasn't really prepared for is when they come back having taken the pictures, there is this amazing sense of, I can call it engagement because that's the word I should be using, but it's actually thrill. The class is just full of noise, not anarchy, but absolute sort of people actually who hadn't spoken to each other before actually starting to speak to each other, starting to sort of share, that wow, I can see what you've done with that's brilliant, and then people laughing when something comes up on screen, people explaining to the other sides what they've done, and the whole class just comes alive. I think it really has had an impact. People feel prouder about the course because it's got this sort of properties that they can use, and I think other courses look at it a little jealously. It's whether it's practical insights, it's not just baubles, they're there as something that people can use. I think the first years have been luckier because they've been able to use it as a more integrated part of the course. Whereas the second and third years used it more through their PR fraternity work. So I think it's had a big impact on the course in terms of its feeling about itself, but also the engagement, the interactivity between people, whether it's through the use, but also just the simple thing of having your picture taken. One of the big things, we had one of our first guest speakers was one of the former winners of the BBC Great British Bake Off, so the winner from 2012, and the students having their picture taken with him, and you had a master's student, a few third years, a couple of second years and a first year, and everybody sees himself in the picture and suddenly they all know each other across the year groups, and for me that's always been an important thing. I'd never understood why we don't encourage year groups. When I was at university, if you talk to somebody in the year above you, you'd get your head flushed down the toilet. Whereas when I first taught at another university, that was the first thing I wanted to do to foster pride in our course or programme, was to get all the year groups talking. And that's one of the things that the PR fraternity does and what it's about. And one of the first impacts that I saw with the photography was getting in the same picture students from different year groups and from the MA and the BA. Bingo. It's one of the biggest impacts it's had. Such a simple thing, but just through the power of that image, that story that it tells, that we're all in the same club, it really makes them feel like we're all on the same side. They may have gripes about certain things, about anything else, but that will make them feel good about themselves, and I absolutely love that. So.